Hey folks, how you all doing? Today is a bleak, seems like it's gonna be a bleak day. I'm just running downtown and I said, why not just do some reading before I go? So, and I'm actually heading out to give out some more of my flyers for my retirement home that I'm opening. So, I said before I go and do all of that, let me just do some reading, get some reading done because I definitely want to finish this book before the year is out. And I think we will do so. So we're just going to get right into it. So the name of the book is Flowers in the Attic, and it's written by Virginia Andrews and narrated by moi, Karen. I can't find my glasses, folks. I don't know where I mislaid my glasses. I think I left it down by the home. So I'm going to have to go down and check. I think I need to have more than one. I have another pair, but that doesn't seem to work so well for me. I think I need to get an extra pair. So I can have one at home, one down by the home. So if I forget that one, then I can always. But anyway, don't let my left eye scare you, because the muscle of the eye is weak. So sometimes it tends to look cast, but don't pay that any mind. So we're still at chapter 21 and we're just gonna get right into it. I like to kind of read over a bit where I left it. Not read starting from where I left off. I like to read a little bit where I read already, so it's easy to catch on. So where we had stopped the last time, the mother came back and she was there explaining to them at that same Jamaica house, they cow fat, and Chris got upset and was just telling her his mind and what have you. So we reach a part now where after Chris has told her everything, how they feel and what have you. So we're just gonna pick up from there. But Chris looked at me forbiddingly, making me ashamed. Could I be as chivalrous as he was? Would that I could open my mouth, ignore him, and shout all the grandmother had done to punish us for nothing. For some strange reason, I stayed quiet. Maybe I was protecting the twins from knowing too much. Maybe I was waiting for Chris to tell her first. He stood and gazed at her with soft compassion, forgetting the tar in my hair, and the weeks without food, and the dead mice he would have made tasty with salt and pepper, and then the whippings. He was beside me, his arm brushing mine. He trembled with indecision, and in his eyes were tormented visions of hopes and despairs, as he watched our mother begin to cry. The twins crept closer to cling to my skirt as Mummy crumpled down on the nearest bed to sob and beat her fist into the pillow, just like a child. Oh, but you are heartless and ungrateful children, she wailed pitifully. That you should do this to me, your own mother, the only person in this world who loves you, the only one who cares about you. I came so joyfully to you, so happy to be with you again. So happy to be with you again, wanting to tell you my good news so you could rejoice with me. And what do? You attack me viciously, unjustly, making me feel so guilty and so ashamed. So you see, I don't understand, this mother is something else, She's not thinking about how the children feel can you imagine being locked up in an attic over a year, 2 years and odd, 2 years and more. No sunshine, you don't interact with anybody else. So I think in this case, I think their mother is very selfish. Yes, I think she's selfish in a sense. Anyway, let's read on. You attack me so viciously, unjustly, making me feel so guilty and so ashamed, when all along I have done the best I could. And yet you won't believe. She was on our level now, crying face down on the bed in the same way I would have done years ago, and Carrie would do this day. Immediately, spontaneously, Chris and I were stricken with contrite and sorry. And sorry, everything she said was only too true. She was the only person who loved us, who cared, and in her only and in her only and in her only lay our salvation, our lives, our futures, and our dreams. We ran to her, Chris and threw our arms around her as best as we could, pleading for forgiveness. The twins said nothing, they only watched. I think the twins are smart. Mommy, please stop crying. We didn't mean to hurt your feelings. We're sorry. We really are. We'll stay. We'll believe you. We believe you. The grandfather is almost dead. He has to die sometime, doesn't he? Oh, on and on she wept unconsolably. Talk to us, Mommy. Please, talk to us. Tell us your good news. We want to know. We want to be glad and rejoice with you. We said those things only because we were hurt. We said those things only because we were hurt. When you left us and didn't tell us why. Mommy, please, please, Mommy, please. Our pleas, our tears, our anguish finally reached her. She somehow managed to sit up, and she dabbed at her eyes with a white linen handkerchief with 5 stitches of fine lace all around. With 5 stitches of fine lace all around, with a big white C in it. She shoved Chris and me aside, then brushed off our hands as if we were burned. She shoved Chris and me aside, then brushed off our hands as if they burned, and she got to her feet. Now she refused to meet our eyes, which begged, which pleaded, which cajoled. That mother is original, as I can see. Open your gifts that I have selected with such care, she said, in a cold voice, with choked sobs, and then tell me whether or not you are. I think some words in here have been, I don't know. And then tell me whether or not you are thought about and loved. Tell me then that I didn't think of your needs and think of your best interests and try to cater to your every whim. Tell me then I am selfish and that I don't care. You know, it's just like some persons, when they have children, they think that gifts and the physical things is okay. Yes, but children need emotional support, psychologically. They need more than just physical thing, but she wanted parents and look like she just think that giving them gifts makes up for everything. But anyway, what am I to say? Then tell me then I am selfish and that I don't care. Dark mascara streaked her cheeks. Her bright red lipstick was smeared. Her hair, customarily worn on her head like a perfect hat, was mused and displaced. She had strolled into her room, a vision of perfection, and now she appeared a broken mannequin. And why did I have to go and think she was like an actress playing her part for all that she was worth? That's the same thing that run across the mind. It's like she's just acting. I hear what Chris is saying. Chris is so smart. She looked at Chris and ignored me and the twins. They could have been in Timbuktu for all the concern she showed for their welfare and their sensitivity. That's what I'm saying. I have ordered a new set of encyclopedias for your upcoming birthday, Christopher, she choked out, still dabbing at her face and trying to take off the mascara smudges. The very set you always wanted, the best that is published. bound in genuine red leather, tool in 24-karat gold around all four sides, and hubbed spin a full half-inch outwards. I went directly to the publishing house to order them for you especially. They'll bear your name and the date, but they won't be mailed directly here, lest someone should see them. She swallowed heavily and put away her fancy handkerchief. I thought and thought about a gift to please you the most, just like I have always given you the very best to educate yourself. Chris appeared dumbfounded. The play of mixed emotions upon his face made his eyes look confused. He made his eyes look confused, bewildered, dazed, and sort of helpless. God, how he must have loved her, even after all she had done. So she plays on their emotions. My emotions were straightforward with no indecision. I smoldered with rage. Now she was bringing up genuine leather bound, hubbed spinned, 24-karat gold, tool encyclopedias. Books like that must cost more than $1,000, maybe 2 or 3,000. Why wasn't she putting that money into our escape fund? I wanted to yell out like Carrie and protest, but something broken in Chris' blue eyes kept my mouth shut. He'd always wanted a set of genuine red leather bound encyclopedias, and she'd already ordered them, and money was nothing to her now. And maybe, just maybe, the grandfather really would die today or tomorrow, and she wouldn't need to rent an apartment or buy a house. She sensed my thoughts. Mummy raised her head regally high and turned towards the door. We had not opened our gifts, and she wasn't staying to watch our reactions. Why was I crying inside when I hated her? I didn't love her, no, I didn't. She said when she reached the door and had it open. When you have thought about the pain you have given me today, what a selfish woman. You see how some people like to intimidate others and play on their emotion. That's exactly what she's doing to these kids, you know. So she's thinking about, because they accuse her. You see, sometimes that's why they say the truth always hurts. Because when Chris tell her as it is, it hurt her. Right? And then she turn around and blaming them, both them cause her pain. Let me tell you, it is just a story, but you have some people who are just like this. Very vindictive. Anyway, let's read on. She said when she reached the door and had it open. When you have thought about the pain you have given me today, and when you can treat me with love and respect again, then I will come back. My God, then I will come back, not before. So she came, so she went. So she had come and gone and left. Carrie and Corey untouched, unkissed, unspoken to, and hardly glanced at. And I knew why. She couldn't bear to look and see what gaining a fortune was costing the twins. Oh, what a wicked woman. Yes, she's wicked. This mother is a wicked woman. They jumped up from the table and came running to me to cling to my skirts and stare up into my face. Their small faces were fraught with anxieties, with fears, studying my expression to see if I were happy. So they too could feel happy. I knelt to lavish them with all the kisses and caresses she had overlooked, or just couldn't give to those she had harmed so. No, of course not. You and Corey just look pale because you stay inside too much. Did we grow much? Yes, of course you have. And I smiled, even as I lied, and with a pretense of joy, and keeping that false smile like a mask to wear. I sat down on the floor with the twins and Chris, and we all four began to open our gifts like it was Christmas Day. They were all beautifully wrapped in expensive paper, or gold or silver foil, and sporting huge satin bows of assorted colors. So we'll pause right there, folks, and when I come back, we will read on. This is so sad. It's really, really a bittersweet story. Really sad. That what a mother. And you have some persons out there who are just like this mother. Yep. These books are just stories, and some stories are real, some are fiction, but trust me, I've met some people who are just like that. And they don't take blame for themselves. They turn everything on you. Because you can have children, you have your children and you don't pay them any mind or show them the emotional support. It's really, really sad. Anyway, folks, today's Friday. Hope you're all enjoying your Friday. So I'm going to get moving. I'm going to go issue with some flyers. I have 3 different flyers here. One with the house, if you can see it. And the other one, I think I posted them on my page before. So it's 3 different, basically the same information. It's 3 different, just advertising the home. Trying to get the ball rolling. When I'm open and settled and everything is up and running, I'll give you guys a tour. Promise you, I promise you. Anyway, folks, enough for my chatting. You folks enjoy the rest of the day. I'll try and get some more reading in later on. So I'm going to head on the road now because it seems as if it's going to rain. And it's a bleak day so far. So, yeah, maybe the sun will come out later on. I always like when it's sunny. When it's sunny, it gives you a happy feeling. Not that I'm not happy when it's days dull, but cloudy. But the sun always gives you this extra bubble, you know, the sunshine. It's just like when they say things happen and they say, oh, the sun will come out tomorrow, or the rainbow will come out after the rain. But sometimes that's how we have to think. The sun will come out tomorrow, the rainbow will come out after the rain. Yeah. Alright, folks, enough of my chatting. So I'll be back later on. So enjoy the rest of the Friday. See ya.